Leftovers, leftovers, taking up space. I open up my fridge and they all up in my face.
Food is at the center of our culture and is so important in the Appalachian region. It represents much more than what we eat. Food represents family, memories, history, place, and more. Our presenter this month is storyteller Tony Marr. Tony has spent years captivating audiences with his larger-than-life tales. As an award-winning speaker and storyteller, he is the 2018 Timpanogos Storytelling Winner Showcase winner, three-time South Carolina Liars winner, National Story Slam finalist, and he also tours across the country telling his tales. Maybe not so much an heirloom recipe, but rather an heirloom warning. Tony is going to tell us a story about leftovers and the issues that arise when we forget about what's in the fridge. Please give a big farm and fun time welcome to Tony Marr.
Thank you, ladies. That may be the best intro that I've ever had. Thank you so much. So it is the holiday season. I know you're thinking, no, it's not. It's not the holiday season, but it is the holiday season because by my watch, there are still 2 days left for leftovers. They're still good for 2 days. Leftovers are one of the best parts of the holiday season, right? And the greatest time is that period after Thanksgiving, but before Christmas, when you have all of the Thanksgiving leftovers and then all of the pre-Christmas cookies and candies and all of that. My mom makes the best Thanksgiving dinner. But this year, my parents decided that they were going to take a 3-week cruise through Europe on the time between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So me being the eldest son, it was my responsibility to go over 2 or 3 times a week, check the mail, make sure that the plants got watered and all of that. So I'd pack my kids up and we'd head over and spend some time at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Grandma and Grandpa have cable, so that activity took several hours. A couple weeks into this job opportunity, like happened most times when we arrived at Grandma and Grandpa's house, it didn't take but about 5 minutes before my kids came into the living room and said, "Dad, we are starving to death." So I said what I normally said, go check the pantry. My mom's pantry is like a supermarket. She has everything in that pantry that I never keep in my house. Things like Yoo-Hoos and Slim Jims and Little Debbie cakes, things that my kids aren't allowed to eat, but at Grandma and Grandpa's house, anything goes. Problem is, it'd been 2.5 weeks and the cupboard was bare. So I said to my kids, go check the fridge. They looked at me like I had just sent them on a suicide mission. Now, there was good reason for this. You see, my mom's refrigerator was the place where leftovers went to die, and were oftentimes, like Jesus Christ, resurrected from the dead. My mom's refrigerator was featured in an entire season of Hoarders. This place, it is a disaster. It's the thing of urban legends, if we're being honest. There was the great ketchup debate of 2016. Yeah, we were having a family barbecue, and my kids wanted ketchup for their hot dogs, and my mom said, go get it out of the pantry. Out of the pantry. Mom, I said, refrigerator, it's supposed to be refrigerated. Ketchup needs to be refrigerated after it's open. She said, no, it doesn't. Mom, it needs to be refrigerated. No, it doesn't. It's made out of tomatoes and sugar. Neither of those need to be kept anywhere but in the pantry, and so ketchup is fine. So I grabbed the ketchup, and I showed her in big, bold words where it said, refrigerate after opening. Failure to do so may result in severe bodily injury or even death. So she took it and threw it in the fridge where it still sits to this day. There was the case of the Hidden Valley Ranch that definitely should have stayed hidden. But the one that we don't talk about very much at all is the tale of the cross-country crock. See, in 2015, we were having another barbecue, and my kids wanted butter for the corn on the cob. My oldest daughter, Jocelyn, went in to get some out of the refrigerator, and soon I heard shrieks coming from the kitchen. I ran in to see what was happening. My daughter was curled up in the fetal position. All she did was point at the open container of country crock margarine sitting on the island. I looked at it, and I took a step back and gasped. I looked at the expiration date, which my mom thought was just a government conspiracy to get us to buy more food. It had expired in 2003. Now, the fact that my mom had 12-year-old margarine in her refrigerator is bad enough. But what makes it worse is that my family moved from our home in Las Vegas, Nevada, to Johnson City, Tennessee in 2005. So my parents thought it prudent to pack and move 2-year expired margarine 2,000 miles across this great country of ours. So when my kids looked at me with that look, they had reason to be scared. So me, being the paterfamilias, I got up from the lazy chair in front of the cable television and I walked over and opened the refrigerator. I pulled out a casserole dish and my kids looked at me and I said, guys, I'm going to teach you a quick lesson. How to decipher whether food is edible or not. There are 3 stages of mold that you need to know about. This is a life lesson with Dad. Stage 1 is a seafoam green. It's nice and fuzzy and is often confined to a small little space. You can just scrape that off and eat the food. It's no problem. Stage 2 is multicolored like an Elton John suit. And it contains more hair than David Hasselhoff. If you find this kind of mold on your leftovers, your best bet is just to toss it out. Now, you can scrape it off and try, but I don't recommend it. And then there's stage 3. Stage 3 mold looks like something that comes out of a 1930s horror movie. It bubbles and it moans and it groans, and my kids looked at me and said, Dad, what if it's stage 3? And just as they did that, that leftover casserole dish bubbled and gurgled. I quickly grabbed it, threw it back into the refrigerator, slammed the door shut, leaned up against it, pushed my heels hard into the ground, and stared at my children, their impressionable eyes looking to me for answers. So I looked at them and said, grab your coats. We're going to McDonald's. Thank you guys so much.
Tony Marr, everybody. To hear more of his stories, visit TonyMarr.com. Delicious heirloom recipe. So, if you've seen Farm and Fun Time before, you know there's always a second part to the heirloom recipe segment, and that's the part where we write a jingle about what you just heard. And we're going to do that. This one came very naturally for me. This is a subject I'm very familiar with. We call this one Leftovers.
Leftovers taking up space. I open up my fridge and they all up in my face. Leftovers, older each day. Yet I can't bear to throw my leftovers away. Oh no, leftovers can't tell one from the other. Is it ham, is it turkey, is it jello, is it butter? Leftovers must be a casserole, but it's green and it's fuzzy and I think it kinda glows. Hey, leftovers taking up space. I open up my fridge and they all up in my face. Leftovers, older each day. Yet I can't bear to throw my leftovers away. Oh no, leftovers, I need a plan of attack if I ever want to get my refrigerator back. Leftovers, here we go, time to take a chance. If I buckle at the knee, call an ambulance. Hey, leftovers taking up space. I open up my fridge and they all up in my face. Leftovers, older each day. Yet I can't bear to throw my leftovers away. Oh no, hey, throw them all away.
Yeah, leftovers. Big thanks to Tony Marr.